best in the league coming in. It's the Desperados and the Vikings on Monday
We've all waited long enough to get here. It's time for some football as we welcome you to the NFL on EA Sports. Joined by a We're through the bye weeks and into the race for the postseason. Week 15 is underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So out runs their offense for the first time this game. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
All J.J. has ever done in his career, no matter where he's been, is win. And there is something to that. I know at times it's hard to measure how much of it was him, how much of it the people around him. Most importantly, just ask his teammates over the years. They love playing with him. That is a characteristic that's important. We don't think talk about enough, Kate. Do your guys in the huddle want to play for you? Do they believe in you? Everywhere J.J. has been, he's lit up that huddle, and success has followed.
First down, and they go right back to him. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Second down now, 7 to go. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
McCarthy throwing on third down. His first throw is an interception. Desperados have an early opportunity after the interception on the game's first series. And as they celebrate the turnover, we're going to shift our focus to one of his teammates who appears to be injured following that play. Team staff heading out to look at him now. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Throwing from the gun. Completed over the middle. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And they're going to have a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
First down, ball at the 36. Right up the gut. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 34. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Chased out to his right. Now here he goes. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Dallas Turner there to bring him down.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Throw left side, complete. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a first and goal. From the red zone now. The throw is caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, well, opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
On second and a few. And he's got it. That's a layout for it, but touchdown. The Desperados pick it off and get pulled. They'll start with a give to Harris. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Hutchinson reels it in. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
He has the first over the middle. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage at really about two things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, able to do it.
Touchdown, Minnesota! It seems like a lot of... Throwing now from the gun. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped it incomplete on first down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Xavier Legette, the target on that throw. So now it's going to be third and long.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Coverman is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. So as they face fourth down, on comes Corey Bajorquez to kick. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. Juke the defender. And it ends up a good return for him, up past their own 40. The Vikings and Najee Harris making their return to the field. And he's been putting together what should finish as a true standout campaign. Right now, top 5 across the league in rushing. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
McCarthy trying again on second down. Snared by his running back, it's Najee Harris. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Excellent pickup to move the chains, 36 yards in the end.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Has it at the 7. And that's a Minnesota touchdown. play action on first down. Escapes the pocket. He can run it. He slides down with enough to pick up that first. They get an even 10 on that play. And they'll have first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Throwing now on first down. He puts some air under this one, deep right. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
2nd and 10 now. Connects with Johnson. And that will not be enough for a first down.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
The handoff on 3rd and short. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
So we're through one as... Welcome back. We're all set to start the second. Offense already out to resume its drive. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
I can promise you, that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Short pass brought in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry. They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. Back-to-back carries here. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Brought to the ground by Cameron Bynum. 6 yards to pick up there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4. They'll throw it. He's on the move. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
First down from the red zone. Escapes the pocket. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Desperados can tie it. Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Jefferson brings it in on the slant. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. They'll come up 1st and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He'll get this to Jefferson. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Completed right side to Addison. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down. They're set up at the 35 now. 1st and 10, here's McCarthy. Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. All right, all set up now, 1st and 10. Back to the air, McCarthy. Pass brought in by Parker Washington. And he takes this down to the 10 before hitting the sideline. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Trying to run in, Harris. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bobbled up at the line. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. This one's caught. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Harris goes up and over for the touchdown. The Vikings take a 2nd quarter lead. Najee Harris, the touchdown. Tucker adds the PAT. And the Vikings break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Desperados and this running back headed back out for a new series. And you know who the ball is going to when they reach the red zone. He's currently top 5 across the NFL in rushing scores this season. Finds the in route complete. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a 1st down pickup.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's swallowed up in the middle, no gain on the run. Dallas Turner there to bring him down. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Motioning the tight end now. Another carry for him. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Back now, pressure on its way. That's caught for the 1st. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They're now set for 1st and 10. Here's the throw. Dump off caught by his back. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Cut near the goal line. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like...
This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Ben, even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining. This one misses the tight end. And that brings up 4th and long. Able to put it through. And it's dropped back a 4-point game.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with a touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. One last play before the break. A final throw before the break. Looking for a target. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. So we've reached half. Not everyone's a fan of the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll keep our focus right here. Let's get back to football with the start of the second half. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he goes out of bounds to hand them excellent field position up across the 40. The Desperados returning their offense and this running back to the field. And his workload hasn't been limited to the backfield. As you get a look at the NFL's best receiving backs this season, you can see he is right there in the top 5. One of the tight ends motioning right. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it'll be 2nd down. Now looking to throw. Dumped off to his running back. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Here's the give on 3rd and short. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They motion the tight end over. Throwing from the gun here. Gets this to Johnson. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him. It's on the turf, the ball's out, he lost it. And they pick it up, time to push for that marker. And he's going to be marked down a yard shy of that marker. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed and got him the ball back.
He has the 1st over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it sets up 1st down. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he has this one down to the 8-yard line.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Here's the handoff. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on 3rd and short.
He couldn't hang on, Brock. It looked like a touchdown, but it slips right through his hands. And now it's 4th
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
He'll throw it. And he's in. Touchdown. The Desperado. Going to Harris to start the half. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now.
It's the loss of a yard. Brings up second and 11.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Ball on the 45, first and 10.
And the Vikings, first down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
And that carry only nets one on the plunge up the gut.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
That's good for the Vikings. First down. First and 10 at the 30.
Motioning one of the tight ends. Now an inside handoff to Harris. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. Only 2 yards, and it brings up second and 8.
Brings up second and 8.
From the 31. Got Washington, it's complete. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Offense set for a first and 10.
Vikings, first down. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Gets this one to Harris. And this is down all the way to the 3. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with first and goal.
Vikings, first down.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings grab the... Handoff on second and short. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Second and 10 now. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, and you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
And he got this close to midfield before going out. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Oh, they're going to run the option to the short side. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. All right, here we go. Second down. He's dropping back to throw. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. This game has already been a good one for him, Brock. And, hey, there's still time. He could add on even more.
And you just feel his aggressive mindset all game long. As long as there's time left, he's going to want to keep on firing and turn a good performance into a great one.
Only one quarter remaining. First down, ball at the 36. They go play action here. Bails out of the pocket quick. It's taken in by Washington. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. Trying to find his tight end. So they're left facing third and long.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Gets his running back. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Trying to work as fast as possible. Desperation time here on fourth. Forced out to his right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. The right call came in at the right time. Give him 9 yards and a successful conversion on fourth.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They'll run now on second down. And he'll have it down to almost the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with 3rd and 3. Throwing with a blitz on the way. The throw is caught. And in for the touchdown. First and 10. Here's McCarthy. That's going to be caught by Washington. And this one does not go far.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
This is Harris on second down. Still finding room past the 45. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Here's McCarthy, first and 10. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on these stud tight ends, that's a big time.
They get 13 on the pickup, and that's going to give the Vikings the first down. From the shotgun, McCarthy finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Back to the air, McCarthy. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Jordan Addison, the intended target. And now they face second down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Second and 10, McCarthy. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. He was looking for T.J. Hawkinson. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. From the shotgun, McCarthy. This throw is caught. And he drives this down to the 8 before going out.
awareness. You've got to be aware. Play caller, quarterback, receiver have to be aware of where the sticks are. That route just not enough, not deep enough to extend the drive and move the chains. After I'd imagine dozens and dozens of kicks into that net on the sideline staying warm, Kate, he finally gets his chance to knock a field goal through the uprights. And of course, he wasn't going to whiff on that opportunity.
Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Desperados back out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Running this one left. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
From the 30 on 2nd down. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And this is a nice gain that stopped at the 47. Well, we've talked about this before, Brock. The thinking's simple but effective. We'll stop getting it to this guy when you find a way to stop it, and they have yet to do that today.
You know, there's just certain things up in this booth that I love. I think you could feel it emanating from me. And one of them is when you impose your will, and you don't back away from it. If they can't stop it, run it right at them.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. Throwing from the gun. Short pass brought in. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll give them a 1st down. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. It's the 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis. Desperados pushing to get within range for a game winner. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Back to the well again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Here he is to throw. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their 1st. All right, set now. 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. He makes it in for the touchdown. Setting up to pass. Able to find Hawkinson. And he reaches the 35 before going out. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
It's a game of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Back to throw. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down. He'll look to throw it. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He locates Daniel Bellinger. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. He picks up 15 on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
I love throwing that first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Cut near the goal line. And it's not over yet. They score here in the final minutes, and now they can tie or even win this game right here. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the fourth. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to throw now. And they don't connect there, so only 6 seconds remaining. Looking for his wide receiver there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Now to throw. Launches one deep downfield. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Man, this has been such a great... All right, so in overtime, Brock, we could see 1 possession or we could see 3+. If the team who gets it first scores, the game ends then and there. A field goal or less, and we play on, and their opponents get a chance to respond. And if we're still tied after those first 2 possessions, this soccer chick likes this. It's golden goal football, Brock. The next score would win. Got to block that missed kick from their minds and refocus. Still a win to be had as overtime has begun. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. And there's only one team satisfied with their spot in the playoffs right now, and that's the one currently at the top. A lot of time left for everybody else to jostle for better position, or simply for one of the 7 spots available. First throw of overtime now. And he has the pick, but no, he can't hold on. Would have given him a chance to win it in OT. Nope, just 2nd down now. Back to throw. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he gets his offense forward to the 44-yard line. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Back-to-back carries here. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud quarterback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
3rd down from the gun. To the sideline it goes. He makes the play. Pass caught. Both feet are down. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it'll give him a first down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Motion man sent left. To throw here on first down. Finds him over the middle. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it'll give him a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Rolling out to his left. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right. And even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
Running it now out of the gun. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Goal to go. They're passing. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. Picked up by Cameron Bino. Inside the red zone, they could feel how tight they were to the goal line. And then bam, Brock, they're off the field after a clutch interception.
I tell you what, football's the ultimate team game, but this is a situation where an individual picks up all 10 of his guys out there on the field. Somebody else is going to pick up the tab at dinner tonight for him.
Now he gets a shot here in overtime. And he won't find an escape. They converge and drop him for the safety. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And it's harder and harder not to mention, Brock, the possibility of an undefeated season as they add another to their total here in the penultimate month of the campaign.